A big mistake in our space is not understanding what semantic language is in the eyes of Google. Divorce lawyer and family lawyer are essentially the exact same term. So if you have a page for Milwaukee divorce lawyer and a page for Milwaukee family lawyer, you are actually competing against yourself and you're sending mixed signals to Google, and you're going to rank lower as a result, not higher.
Well, gentlemen, welcome back. Today, we are going to get into the weeds when it comes to title tags for law firm websites. We have the co-founder of Sterling Lawyers, Tony Carls, as well as our head of all things websites, Nick Perot, with us today. Nick, we're going to talk about title tags, and obviously, let's help our audience get a refresher on what these things are in the first place.
Yep. Title tags are a lot like the title of a book. For any web page, it is the code title. You don't see it on the page. It's in the code. It's a little tag that says, this is what this page is, very specifically. And it relates to search engines. It's the book to the internet's library, effectively.
So if you have a divorce page, you're going to have divorce in the title tag. If you have a child custody page, child custody in the title tag. Easy peasy. Well, we're going to talk about the 5 title tag plays law firms can make to help enhance their visibility online. The first one is leading with your service and your location, not your firm name. Tell us why this is important.
Yeah, that's right. Primacy matters in title tags, and that just means the words that you put first actually tell the story of what that book is about, that web page. So you need to make it really clear up front what the page is about and where the page is about, where you serve. So divorce in San Antonio, Texas it's a very specific divorce service in a very specific location. You want to tell the story in that way. And then, because we're kind of character limited here, we're talking about 50 to 60 characters, you want to use what space you have left to tell the story of your firm.
Love it. And that simple nuance is so important, because the way people search, if they're searching for divorce attorney in San Antonio, they're not looking for your firm, they're looking for a divorce attorney in San Antonio.
Yep. There's ample room on your site to tell the story of your firm.
Tony, did we learn this the hard way, or is this kind of how we've always set up Sterling?
This is kind of how we've always set up Sterling. So we had really clear delineation on our location pages. So that's primarily what you're going to see. One of the things that we see is a opportunity for most firms that we work with is kind of an overuse of these specific types of pages for specifically the location. So not using what's called semantic language. That'll kind of be discussed in another episode. But essentially, we've always had, one page for our Milwaukee divorce lawyer keyword type traffic. And that's worked really, really well for us. Where we see over optimization is when you have one for every single variant of every single potential type of practice that you'll do. And you actually end up confusing Google in a pretty significant way, and then you don't end up ranking at all.
And back to that local search, right? Over 42% of all divorce or family law cases come from the maps. Part of being able to rank in the maps is having great title tags. So very important. Number 2 is the length, right? Nick, you started to mention this. You got to keep it within the bounds, and you don't want to get cut off. So is there exact parameters here?
Well, we shoot for between 50 and 55 characters. You can go up to 60, but really try and keep it in that safe realm. The goal here is to not have anything get cut off in the search results pages. And that can vary from search to search, but and from week to week. So we want to be really mindful of how we're showing up on both desktop and mobile searches. And you don't want anything to be cut off in those titles. You want it to be clear and readable. You want it to stand out. Want to avoid getting the little ellipses Yeah, if you really want to tell the story and get the click, which is the point after all.
So we talked about not including the firm name at the beginning. You want to include the service and potentially a location. What else are firms putting in the rest of those characters?
Oh, wow. We often find when we first take on a new client, any combination of secondary keywords, especially right in the middle, for a long time, there was every effort to try and stuff these title tags full of new or additional meaning. Oh, maybe I can rank for more keywords if I put more keywords in the title tag, and it just doesn't work like that. You want to say, you want to stay on point. The book is about this. It's for people in your area, and you really want to emphasize that the remaining characters to really sell the click, sell the click, sell the emotion, sell it. Really get the hook. I'm jumping ahead here because I got another tip. The point is to really use that space well, to grab attention.
Yeah, so part of that, like, use the space well, is negative space is also an advantage because most people are stuffed. Like, a lot of the law firms in the space are stuffing, which means they're taking the entire space in their when their search results are coming up. So there is no negative white space. So actually, a strategy that we use at Sterling is we're intentionally extremely short. So we just do our format for all of our location pages: city, comma, state, divorce lawyers, pipe, brand name. And we actually get a nice piece of negative space there, which gives us white and actually draws your eyes to that spot because it's the only white spot on the page. So, or if you're using dark mode, it's going to be negative space there that it's going to be to your advantage from a user experience perspective because all the rest of it just kind of blends together as like a blob of text. And then you use negative space as a strategy. So like when you're writing these and crafting them, it's really important to like think about what you want to do, what else is in the marketplace so that you can take advantage of different types of opportunities, and they're all going to be slightly different.
Love it. Nick, you were kind of hinting towards this, but the use of emotion and differentiation. Tell us more about that.
Well, you don't have to go wild and make crazy claims or anything like that. It can be something simple like Milwaukee divorce lawyer, flat fee family law. Oh, that's interesting. Let me click on that. Madison child custody attorney, protecting parenting time. These all fall within the character limit, and they tell a story about what the page is about. You've qualified. Hey, you searched for this. This is the right service for you in the right service area for you, and makes you feel good too.
Well, at the end of the day, it's just like providing the answer. With our very short attention span these days, we need to know that we're in the right spot and that we're getting the answer we need, especially in a high emotional state that our clients are in.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, number 4 is make every important page's title tag unique. So Tony mentioned this, right? We have a certain process at Sterling where we say the service name and then the location and then the brand. Why can't you use the same title tag for every page?
Yeah, duplicate title tags are a real problem. Effectively, I would try and think the best way to put this. If you're publishing 2 books on the same exact topic, which one has more authority in the eyes of the consumer? Oh, they're the same book. The contents are a little bit different, but they're the same book. Well, you're going to split. You're going to split down the middle. Some people are going to go to A, some people are going to go to B. And that's how Google is going to look at this, or any search engine is going to look at this. You're going to split your authority between those 2 pages. Neither of them is going to rank as highly as one with that unique title on that unique topic in that unique location. That's where the real power is. So you can build authority on that page. You're not splitting it up. I always think of it as a finite amount, and the moment you duplicate it, you've just split that percentage.
This is where semantic keywords is really important too. So like a big mistake in our space is not understanding what semantic language is in the eyes of Google. So like a perfect example that everybody should be aware of in this space is divorce lawyer and family lawyer are essentially the exact same term. So if you have a page for Milwaukee divorce lawyer and a page for Milwaukee family lawyer, you are actually competing against yourself and you're sending mixed signals to Google, and you're going to rank lower as a result, not higher, because you're essentially duplicating content. You have two books with the same exact title when you look at it from a semantic perspective.
I think even if you expand on that idea, if you try to create content for both of those pages, you'd be saying the exact same thing.
Correct. Yeah, and Google can parse all that. Like they're going to see it and they're going to be like, "This is which one is the right one? I don't know, so I'm going to give you neither."
Yeah, I think one of the common pitfalls we see is on homepages, where the homepage will be optimized from a keyword standpoint, like you would want either your locations pages, your location specific page, your attorney page, or we see all manner of it. But we find that a lot of firms are competing with themselves in that regard, just right off the bat. It's easy to do if you're not mindful.
Oh, so important. Okay, final tip is align title tags with search intent and your call to action.
Yeah, I think there's an element of consistency here. We want the potential client to search for what you do. You want to show them, hey, we do what you wanted, and we want that consistency of CTA element, that conversion element, that language you're going to use on the page. If it's free consultation or schedule a consultation, mirror that image, and that's using the second half of that title tag, but keep it consistent with how you're going to show it on the page. Don't confuse the user any more than they're already confused. They're going through a lot. Make it simple. So if you can bring that language in, it's a great use of space. It's a good hook. Sell yourself in the sell the conversion action in that title tag, and you're creating a through line from the search to the actual console.
And I think this is becoming even more important with LLMs and the generative search, because if you have multiple like main ideas on your page and you're actually not covering any one in completion, you're just not going to show up in generative search or the LLMs or OpenAI or whatever you would like to call it. So it's really important that this is done well. And like firms that are doing this well, they're showing up better in generative search and the LLMs as people are doing their research. And the ones that aren't, like, they're just not being shown because they have like a quarter of an idea or half of an idea mixed in with like 3 or 4 other ones, and it's just like a very incomplete page, and it doesn't match the criteria of what looks like authoritative content.
All right, Nick, since I know our listeners are sitting down and taking copious notes, let's lend them a hand. Give me 3 or 4 great examples of title tags for family law firms. All right, Tony, we know our listeners are sitting here taking notes on this episode. Let's deliver them a few great examples of title tags for family law firms.
Sure. So if you don't have these 3 pages on your website, you should, if you're doing family law. One is how to file in your state. So the title tag should be how to file in your state, abbreviated. So ours is how to file in WI, pipe, and our firm name. So that's one. It has a lot of traffic. It should be about how to file. That's what I just said. So don't make it about a lawyer and like try to do something weird, because then you're not going to rank for it. But that's going to be a good term for you that has high intention, and you're going to get lots of interested traffic. Another one is year. So 2025, or soon in a couple of weeks as we get into 2026, alimony calculator, pipe your firm name, and describe on that page exactly how calculations, even if you don't have a calculator built, describe how calculations for alimony are done in your state. So if you do year, alimony calculator in state, you're going to get lots of traffic. There's tons of traffic on that one. Same thing with child support. If you do year, child support calculator in your state abbreviated, and then put your firm name after. Again, tons of traffic that's high intention. These are often missed. They're so easy to do. You know the answers because you are a lawyer. So create these pages and you're going to see yourself show up in searches that you are not showing up for currently, that have a lot of qualified traffic of people that are trying to figure out what to do in the process. Stop just optimizing for a divorce lawyer. That is not going to make you win. I can tell you from the sterlinglawyers.com, the vast majority of our traffic is research intent traffic. Obviously, we win on those lower funnel terms, but most of our traffic comes from high intention, high funnel research terms that allow us to win along their process of researching, because that's how people actually buy the service.
I'll give you a bonus tip on that. Don't put the year in the URL on that page. You want to keep it out of there. You want an evergreen page there, because that content is going to be updated yearly, and it's just going to grow in authority and help feed your service, your practice areas.
That's gold. There's some secrets from our very own law firm. Thank you, gents, very much. Looking forward to the next one.